and I heard your jack fizzling.
Hey there, this is Bill DeYoung, and it's the Catalyst Sessions for another Thursday. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm from the St. Pete Catalyst, and we are reaching out to keep our wonderful, fabulous arts community connected in these troubling times. I want to introduce you straight away to tonight's guests who are going to perform for us, maybe a cappella. This is Rebekah Pulley and Rob Pastore. Hey, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you.
I'm doing fine. I wish I could go to a Mexican restaurant. That's what I miss more than anything else, I think.
Yeah.
We have
Maybe-
beef burritos in the freezer.
Yeah.
Maybe some barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue would be good. Barbecue's good. Like, you can't really make that at home very good unless you have like a good cooker or some grill or
And
something.
even if I had the recipe, it would be a disaster. So, I got a few favorite barbecue spots around here. One of these days, listen, you want to do a tune for us? Let's open. These guys are musicians.
Yeah, man.
And hey. And then we'll get to talk a little bit.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right.
So, all right, well, I'll start with this one then. This is a song off the last recording I released.
The Sea of Everything.
Yeah, The Sea of Everything.
Yeah.
This song is the last song on that recording. The song is called Happiness. So I wrote this song for my daughter. So she's up in Gainesville, in isolation in Gainesville. Her apartment flooded today.
Oh boy.
Upstairs apartment flooded, and then it flooded into her apartment. So she's dealing with all kind of fun stuff.
Oh boy.
Happiness is gonna come your way, and when it dies, catch it before it blows away. Happiness is like the shifting wind, and when it blows away, it always blows back again. This is a song to the wind. You can inhale my words, then breathe them back again. If you take my voice, carry it away, bring it back with some happiness for another day. Don't be sad when the wind is still, or if it is, rest your wings up in the willow. You'll be glad when you wake to 1,000 kisses from the leaves that shake. This is a song to the wind. You can inhale my words, then breathe them back again. If you take my voice, you carry it away, bring it back with some happiness for another day. This is a song to the wind. You can inhale my words, then breathe them back again. If you take my voice, carry it away, bring it back with some happiness for another day. This is a song to the wind. You can inhale my words, then breathe them back again. say.
You know, that's so nice, you guys. But I think when it comes time for the bass solo a little later, Rob's gonna have to move in a little closer. You know what I mean?
There are no bass solos.
I think his cable decided right now would be the opportune moment to stop working.
Of course. Well, I'm always reminding people when we do this, it's live, and you never know what can happen. You are one of, if not the most, I think popular is a good word for it, sort of Americana singer-songwriters around here. I mean, I hate labels too, but that's probably the label they put your kind of stuff in, right?
She's my favorite.
Favorite?
But you work a lot. You do a lot of gigs around here.
You know what? Not right now.
Well, yeah. Okay, in the normal universe.
In the normal universe, for a lot of years, I was playing a lot of gigs, but actually this last year, not 2020, but 2019, is that the right year? Things for me seem to just kind of slow down a lot. I'm not really sure why. I know there's a ton of artists and musicians in this area playing. We're kind of vying for spots at local venues and stuff.
Right.
And I don't know, just I don't know. I hate to say that younger people kind of might undercut some of the older people that are playing a while, because like I'll be going and I'm like, this is how much money I'm getting paid, and then they'll come in and be like, I'll play for beer. So
yeah.
There's that situation.
It's undercutters. Yeah. Well, it happens. This is all you do, though, right? I mean, do you run a sewing shop somewhere, or you a bartender, or
talk about that? No, just music. That's it.
Yeah.
So.
How about you, Rob? Is this all you do as well?
It is not. I get to spend all day in Zoom meetings like this. And,
oh, sorry, man.
No, it's all right. I just say not like this. They're nothing like this.
You don't get to play your bass in the meetings, right?
Well, sometimes, but not with the video on. I mute it and then I go off and play while they babble and talk about work things.
Yeah. Well, the point is that music, you take what Rebekah, what you do and what you do, it's a big part of your income, I would say. I mean, so the question that I always ask people in your position is, how devastating is this right now? How long will it be before you go completely nuts and start begging on virtual street corners?
I've already gone completely nuts. We were actually recording something over the weekend, and I had to do a vocal, just a vocal thing to add to it at the end, like an introduction for a project we were working on.
Yeah.
And in the middle of it, I'm glad that Rob edited it out, but I snapped, didn't I? That thing where you just laugh hysterically. I'm like, it's finally happened. I finally lost my mind. I laughed hysterically and I couldn't stop for a few minutes. Like,
well, I mean, the thing is, you're not standing in the corner of a bar, having to sing over a bunch of drunks. I imagine that's something you have to do even sometimes in the best of days. So, are you an introverted person or more of an extrovert? Because you have to have nerves of steel to go out and do this as often as you do it.
I'm an introvert that's really I'm also an idiot. So I'll put myself in uncomfortable, awkward positions. It actually helps. Rob is the exact opposite of that. He's very extroverted.
And the opposite of idiot.
And the opposite of it.
Of course.
He's an imbecile.
Yeah. Does the Reluctant Prophet still exist, the band, or is it mostly just the two of you guys and your solo stuff now?
No, the band, the band, I mean, of course we haven't played together in a very long time. But yeah, the band, Tony Dolan, he lives here in St. Pete. He plays drums with us. And Brandon Barnett lives in Bradenton, or Palmetto.
It
doesn't matter.
One of them. To the south. Yeah.
And he plays the guitar with us. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I was listening to the Sea of Everything again today, and remembering how well recorded the whole thing is, and how the arrangements are cool, and there's some really great lead guitar and stuff. And I wondered, it's like when you're not playing with, hey, there we go, with the,
Sorry.
when you're solo, I mean, when you're up in there in a solo, those are kind of big shoes to fill. Would you rather be playing with the band all the time?
Here's a little secret. So on that record, one SG from the Hummingbirds played a lot of the lead guitar. Some of those solos, Rebekah actually played them.
Yeah.
She played a lot of the electric guitar on the record as well. And one of my favorite solos, actually the one in Sea of Everything, is Rebekah. She plays that one.
Wow, I'm gonna go put that on as soon as we're done here.
And in the time that we played Happiness, there's a lot of this EBow. There's this oh, be quiet. There's this very like airy kind of guitar with an effect, and like,
oh yeah,
she's playing all of those on the
very cool.
Yeah.
You didn't you tell me once your first ambition was to be Jimmy Page?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When I was young, I loved those. I'd never really heard music like that before.
Yeah.
Sure, it's been around forever and all over the place, but I had never heard it, and I was like, that's the neatest thing ever. And I sat at home and would like try to learn all those riffs,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cashmere, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I never mastered it, of course, but.
Well, you're still playing leads, so this is my point here, and.
That was like back to your previous question, like that actually came out of like playing many hours of solo gigs, of that, 3-4 hours just by yourself, and kind of helped to fill time. I got a loop pedal and started looping things. Oh yeah. Yeah, and that was just to fill time or stretch songs or kind of just maybe just to fill time. I would just make something up on the spot with some layers of loops, and so that's kind of how I actually got into playing more lead stuff, because I really just relied on everybody else to do it. I'm like, you guys, you do it, you're good at it, you do it. So with loops, if it was a solo gig, you're saying you would put down a bass line with your acoustic and then loop it, and maybe a rhythm track. Right. Is that what we're talking about? I'm saying when Rob's not there doing that incredible stand-up stuff, right, when you would loop, you put like a whole kind of band thing together. In certain things, yeah. Sometimes it's just looping however many measures of just the acoustic strumming too. But there are some that have like more elaborate loops. For a song where the solo section is the same as the verse, you can loop, you can record the verse as you're playing it, then have it play back the verse and do the solo over it, just so you can have the thing. And you have to do all this with your feet while you're keeping in time and everything else. It's way over my head. Hey, Rebekah, I want to do a biographical thing just because it's kind of a neat story. I'll make it very, very brief. You were born in Alaska. Yeah. Yes, this is true. I think you were one of 9 children. There were a lot of kids. 9. Okay, and the story is, the brief version is that your house burned down. You were 7, and you spent 10 years living in an RV with all of you together. Yeah, pretty much. Up and down the Alaska-Canada highway. Now, it occurs to me that, well, let's talk about cabin fever like we were just talking about, but it also occurs to me that that is kind of a breeding ground for somebody to discover something about themselves, because you need time to get away. Was that where like guitar came in? Did you just grab, your dad was a rockabilly guitar player, and what, did you just find his guitar and say, this is kind of cool, go out and sit under a tree? Is it like that? Pretty much. He kept it under the bed. He had an old Fender Stratocaster that another house fire, a different house fire, that one caught on fire. It's weird, we've had too many house fires. Yeah, I guess. But it was old, but anyway, the Fender Stratocaster, but he kept it in an old tweed case, kind of beat up under his bed. And I went in there and started messing around. I broke one of the strings on it. And my dad would do this thing whenever one of the kids did something and none of us would admit to it. He had us all sit in the living room. We all closed our eyes, and he's like, all right, whoever was messing with my guitar and broke the string, raise your hand. And I was like, everybody closed, I raised my hand. I was like, oh, I did it. I broke the string. And I was so
she's still guilty about it.
Yeah, I had so much
I can
guilt
see.
for it.
But he taught you chords, right? Isn't that the story that Dad showed me how to do this? Didn't your dad show you some chords and stuff?
He did. He taught me to play, you know, all the regular open chords. Eventually a B7, you know, because you can't really, it's only B down, you can make openish, you know, the B7. And then
Some
F.
cool riffs.
Yeah. F. Actually, yeah. Some of the first things he taught me was, sometimes I forget about that, or some, just some neat little riff things. I was actually trying to figure out a Buddy Holly song the other day. That'll Be the Day. Later that riff at the beginning. And I'm like,
it's in your head, yeah.
I'm like, oh shoot, that's that riff that my dad taught me. I was like, oh, I knew that.
Yeah.
So many years, it's still there in the back of my brain somewhere. It's funny.
Tell us the story, if you will, about Hot Rod Lincoln, which I knew is kind of a Pulley family story.
Oh, well, my dad played in the 50s. He played country western style music, rockabilly-ish, they might call it now. But he played with a guy named Charlie Ryan, and he toured up and down the western coast of the United States, and back down in the South as well. But Charlie Ryan wrote the original version of Hot Rod Lincoln. I mean, it's a fairly popular song. I think a lot of people have heard it, but heard different versions of it.
The famous one is what, Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airman. But it has that real twangy, like Telecaster guitar sound to it.
Yeah.
But that version is very similar to the original. It's got those.
Oh, really?
Those guitar licks you're hearing that Bill Kirchin's
The
doing.
double picks.
That's what her dad did though.
Yeah.
On that song.
Yeah, that was the recording he played on. Like, I have those old recordings of it. It's pretty cool. But he also taught me. That's when I was first learning. He would taught me like some of that double picking.
Oh yeah.
Like that. And he told me, he goes, you got to have a couple cool riffs so people think you know what you're doing when you the chords.
I'm gonna have that tattooed somewhere. You can apply that in so many different ways. You spent some years in Texas before you came to Florida. Yeah. I guess Texas is another place. I always think of wide open spaces and, you know, weird hippie musician people and all kinds of opportunities. When did you come to Florida?
In 91. And Rob is from New York. And what year did you move here?
2002.
And in 2002, and we met, and I want to say like 04. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Yeah. Like we met in like 2004 as he was just playing guitar in the Reluctant Prophets. He was actually the first guitar player in the Reluctant Prophets. So it was the first iteration of the band.
Right.
But yeah, so he was playing guitar, and so we've known each other since then and been friends, and then eventually we started dating, and we're getting old and fat together.
And you got a nice cat in the house too.
Yeah.
Can I make a request? Can we do another tune?
Yeah.
If I make a request, if I'm in the back of the bar and I send you guys up a $10 bill or something, would you play Sway?
If I remember it. Oh yeah, actually, Sway. Shoot.
Yeah.
I remember the words. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't played that in so long.
I'm gonna see. I might stand almost off camera, closer to the thing.
He said that if we move it this way, you could stand.
Oh yeah, or either way, really. Sway is a cool song. That was on the album before Tra-La-La, it's called.
No, I think Sway was on Back to Boogaloo, isn't it? Oh no,
It's on Tra-La-La.
Tra-La-La. What do I know?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's a favorite song of mine.
Cool.
And since I'm the host here, I get to make requests sometimes. That's kind of cool.
I'm not.
Wait, are you telling me you have to look up your own lyrics?
I'm not lying. I am telling you that for real. I haven't played a show out.
Yeah, you need to get out and work some, man. You need to get out and get the guitar and go out and.
I can't find it, but if I forget the words, don't be too upset.
Oh, I know.
I didn't play a ton. I actually broke some ribs at the very end of December, and so I had to take 2 months off work. And so when the end of February came around, I was starting to feel better, and I was like, finally, go out and get some gigs. And we had like 2 gigs. We played one at the Independent in Tampa, and then we had one booked on St. Patrick's Day, and it got canceled. So I played 1 gig in like since the end of December. So I'm really going a little batty.
Stretch them muscles. Can we hear the bass now?
You can hear it?
You want to come over here?
I know, is that better?
Because I'll turn it this way that you can.
Yeah, trim the camera so we can see Rob too. Is that possible?
I'm gonna try.
You got a big old sofa there.
I don't want to make people seasick. I don't know what he just did.
It's not made for basses.
Uh-oh. We all right here?
Yeah, we're good. I just smashed the old stereo with the old bass.
Am I making you seasick yet?
It looks good, man. Oh, this will be cool. Thanks for doing this, guys.
Too close. I barely fit in the screen.
There you go.
Well, you got to duck your head down and smile for everybody. There you go. There you go. Cool.
I'm so distracted now. I don't know if I remember the song at all. What was that supposed to be? A she?
When it walks up
Oh. Sway. The water's pulling me away from the shore, the steady shore, and I won't feel these lungs no more. For me. So much smaller than the sea. The waves, insulted waves, they do their hands across my face. The water's coming, makes no sound on the floor. The ocean floor, his bones will drift forevermore. Me. So much smaller than the sea. Now it dragged me down, it had me where I won't be found. Down, had me where I won't be found. Down.
Oh, yeah. So here's what's going on. We got like 3 minutes left. This is what I want to do. Talk about, if we can, you guys have so many fans around here, and friends and people who know you and follow what you do. And how do they send you virtual tips? Give us a clue. If they'd like to, send you a couple of quarters here and there, how do they do that?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I have a Venmo account. If you use that, and it's at Rebekah_Pulley. And then I have a PayPal account, which is lovelylights@gmail.com, which that's hard to remember, but it's like the word lovely, like this is such a lovely day, and then the word lights, like turn off all the lights.
Such lovely lights.
Yeah, but it's one word, lovelylights@gmail.com. If you don't remember, you can just email me or message me on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or wherever, and I'll see the message and I can give you.
Well, along those lines, you do like virtual shows, right? Streaming performances through what, Facebook Live? So
I've done a couple. I haven't done a lot, to be honest. I feel weirdly guilty about accepting money from people just because Rob is still working from home, because he works from home. And so I have this weird guilt because I have friends that are musicians that they either live by themselves, or both people in the household are both musicians, and they have zero income.
We're pretty lucky. We can, it sucks obviously, but not, we're in a much better shape than so many people.
Yeah.
So we get to.
Yeah. If this goes on much longer though, I'm going to be forced. I'm very broke, I will say, because 100% of my finances, my money comes from music. So I'm very broke. Like I said, I didn't work January or February because I had broken some ribs. So I got behind anyway. But it's very helpful, I think, if people are able to purchase musicians' music, it's actually buy the record on iTunes or whatever, as opposed to just streaming it. That actually helps me anyway. And because I have recordings, some people don't, but those of us that do have recordings, that actually helps us quite a bit.
We're kind of in the middle of the next one at some point. Like, you got a bunch of more songs you were gonna go and work on in the studio?
Not right at this moment. No, I don't. I haven't started anything right now. No.
But you can get The Sea of Everything, Tra-La-La, and the others on CD, right, through the website. Is there a website to go to?
Actually, if you want a physical CD.
Some people do.
Yeah. Baby's actually shut down at the beginning of March. It's shut down. It's actually the warehouse. If you want a CD, you actually have to message me, and I will actually have to mail you one, which I don't mind doing. It's not a big deal.
We have a garage full of these.
Yeah, I have a ton of CDs. But if people
except for Back to Boogaloo.
Except I'm out of Back to Boogaloo. That's true.
Okay.
But
we're out of
everything's available on iTunes, and that too.
So you can buy it through iTunes, in other words. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, you gave me a CD, which is right here, folks.
Look at that one. That's the Sea of Everything right there.
Sea of Everything.
I'm old school, man. I got to do the disc. We're out of time. It's been so lovely to talk to you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Bill.
Hey, man, we'll see you out in the stage sooner than later. I know.
When we're old,
thanks so much.
It seem like a blip.
I think one day it'll seem like a really shitty blip, but it'll be a blip. Like, remember that? Yeah. Oh. Tomorrow, folks, David Jenkins from Job Site Theater will be here with us.
Oh, good. Tell David I said hi.
Will do.
Okay, cool.
The arts community, we're all connected. You guys take care. Have a lovely evening, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. So good talk to you. Bye.